We're at the 2025 Palm Beach Boat Show on board the Horizon V77S, and this is Horizon, but maybe not as you know it. This is based on the V68, but it has this drop-down platform which creates this extended cockpit right at the waterline. One of the unique things about this design is the helm station is on the upper deck, leaving you massive space here on this main deck for this full-length open-plan saloon. Here on the lower deck, there's sleeping space for 2 crew, and you can have it with 3 or 4 guest cabins. Whatever you do, you get this lovely full-beam owner suite. It's running on a planing hull, so you can expect a top speed of around 25 knots and a comfortable cruise at 20 knots. Think of it as a slightly smaller rival to something like the Princess X80 or the absolute Navetta 70. In fact, I think this might turn a few European heads. Should we have a look around? I'm Jack Haynes. Welcome to YachtBuyer. Remember, if you want to compare the V77S to its rivals such as Maritimo's flagship, the M75, you can do that on yachtbuyer.com. Read my in-depth review and use our head-to-head tool to compare photos, data and deck plans to help make your buying decision easier. And if you like what you're watching, remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new video. On with the tour. Well, we've got to start down here, haven't we? Because this is the big news. As I said in the intro, based on the V68, which has got a much more traditional arrangement with a hydraulic platform and a standard transom in the raised cockpit, here you have this low, long, flat deck. And you can see we've actually got the hatch down here. So when this is up in transom mode, you can still walk through it. But then when it's down, you just have this lovely living space in contact with the water, which is what a lot of people want these days. This is obviously freestanding furniture. You've got the fixed benches there with the cushions, so if you're sitting back, people are playing on the tender or playing with the toys in the water or swimming. You've got a really nice observation deck here, and it's quite well attuned to fishing as well. It's not going to be giving Viking any sleepless nights, but you've got things like rod holders set in the top sides here, lovely big top-loading bait wells with clear sides on both sides. It's even pre-wired to have outriggers, so if you're really serious into fishing, you have got quite a lot of good kit on board to be able to do that. And then when you want to move away, you simply press a button, up pops the transom, also quite good for fishing if you don't want to have the open back. That comes up relatively quickly, still leaving a little ledge on the end so you can walk around, and then this area is fully enclosed and well protected. Pretty clever, huh? Right, let's check out the cockpit. Now, because the design of this mezzanine, they've actually split the mooring gear. So there's some down there at the lower deck level, and you've also got these up high as well, which is really good flexibility depending on the type of dock you're alongside. And it's same with the side gates. Really good to have these on both sides as well. If you're moored stern to, getting off the transom is really easy. If you're not, and you're on a high quay side, you've got these on both sides, which is also very easy. Here, obviously, there's a staircase up to the top deck. There's also an internal one, which is quite unique in this sector. And of course, here in the cockpit, you've got your dining area, and it's a nice size. It's all completely fixed. The legs, the tops, it doesn't fold down. It's there all the time. But you can see there's enough space this side for really quite substantial seating. And of course, you've got your bench along there. And there's also a shade that drops down from the overhang to offer a bit of protection and privacy, again, when you're moored stern to. Split door arrangement, so this pings open, and you've got this top opening window as well to connect into this bar area. Talking of bar areas, there's a nice big fridge out here, so in the cockpit you can really easily grab a nice cold drink and some snacks, just storage on this side. And this is a really key feature on this boat because of the design. You only have a helm, an enclosed helm in this version, on the very top deck. So when you're doing close quarter manoeuvring, certainly stern to, you're going to want to be down here at this joystick station. This is a ZF system, connects the props and the thrusters. It also has an auto anchor hold as well, a bit like DPS, so it can hold station while you do the lines. But crucially, you're right down here amongst the action. You can talk to your crew, you can see aft very easily, you can see forward very easily. If you're starboard side too, you can see down the side really easily. This is a really key feature on a boat like this. Right, before we head inside, let's check out the foredeck. It feels very safe moving around this boat. There is a step halfway along this deck, but look how tall these are, and also the gauge of this stainless steel. The stainless steel actually throughout is lovely, and even things like the size of the cleats, really beefy stuff. Now, there's no side door on this side into the saloon, but there is on the other side. I'll show you that in a moment. And then we come to the foredeck, which is a really nice living space. It's got a split of sofas underneath the windscreen and one opposite me as well. And like back in the cockpit, There's storage under here as well, so you can keep covers, cushions, things like that up here, not have to haul them back to the cockpit. Nice big table, not teak. This is going to be exposed to the sun a lot, so that's probably quite a wise move, though of course you have got the canopy that you can erect if you want some shade up here. And these are two-way backrests here as well, so you can either make the sun pad a bit bigger or create this sort of inward-facing dinette as they've got at the moment. There's also storage, good storage on these flanks as well, big enough for some fenders. And what I will say, it's very, very white up here. I can see why they've done it, because it's easy to look after. It's also cool under the feet, which teak isn't. And it's the practical stuff as well, like having big split anchor lockers. They are absolutely vast. I would like to see something to tie the fenders to, because they're so big. If the tails drop down there, you have to climb right inside. But they are really big, and it's nice that the chain is in a totally separate little well, so you can't get caught up with lines if you are putting them down there. Good practical boat building from Horizon. Right, let's head inside. Okay, let's step inside, because I think this is where this boat gets really interesting. Start right back here. This is your internal lounging area. It's big as well. Just sofa space here, opposite the TV. Works very nicely, but because you've not got an aft galley in this arrangement, you have got a little bar here, and it's more than just countertop, because it's got a sink, ice maker under here, and also you've got your glasses on hand as well. So it does genuinely feel like a proper bar area, and of course it works so well with this top opening window that I mentioned earlier on. You've also got your switch panel here, so you've got control for both generators. You've got your air conditioning control here, all very easy to get to and right by the door, which is very handy. And then we have this amidships galley. This is what is so different. And I should say at this point, this is like any other Horizon, totally bespoke, blank sheet of paper. That's what sets it apart from its European counterparts, because you can pretty much do what you want. If you want this galley back there, you can do that. Personally, I think this amidships galley for a boat of this length is pretty spectacular. It is huge. It's not really a galley, it's a kitchen. This lovely big island with the 3 big stools, the big sink. I love the lighting detail overhead as well. This all feels really nice, cool to the touch, hard wearing, bit sharp on the odd corners. If you bang yourself on that at sea, that could be quite painful. But look at the cooling space as well, but all hidden behind wooden fascias. But you're not short of fridge space on this boat. There's a big freezer drawer underneath as well. Yet more glass storage up there like we have further back. And the cooking equipment is really good as well. Big oven, huge induction hob with microwave overhead. It just feels like a home away from home. I say that a lot, but it truly does. And what builds into that is having the dining space forward. You have perfect separation of these areas. Lounging back there, kitchen in the middle, and then your internal dining space right forward, which feels so unique in this sector. People just don't really do this. I personally think it works really well, especially in colder climates. If you're going to be inside a fair bit because of the weather, why not use a space like this? It feels like you're inside an apartment. It's absolutely lovely. And of course, there's more space to enjoy upstairs in the Skylounge. We're not going to go there just yet. First of all, we're going to head down there where we'll find the guest cabins. The first area you find on the lower deck is this really rather lovely lobby area. It's really spacious, and this to me is just crying out to be somewhere where you can have a coffee machine, means guests can come out, make a drink in the morning without having to go up a deck. And in terms of the layout, down here you can have 3 or 4 cabins. This particular boat is the 4 cabin arrangement, and that means you get a VIP ensuite right forward, twin to starboard, bunks to port, and then whatever you do in terms of the rest of the accommodation, you've got a full beam owner's suite amidships. But we're going to start over there in the twin. Nice cabin this, totally flat floor, nice amount of space between the 2 berths to walk between them, headroom, pretty good as well. You've got a hull window and an opening port, which is always quite nice, and private AV, so TV and a soundbar in here. And this cabin also has its own private bathroom, which is nice, and storage is behind the bathroom door, as it happens. Very nice, but not quite as nice as the VIP, as the name suggests. Now this ensuite, which is also private to the VIP, acts as a dayhead, so guests can come down and use this during the day. And then you also have that access door into the cabin itself, and this is a nice space. What you often get in these forward cabins is, you're sort of feeling the pinch of the hull, but you don't have that on this boat. The bed is set nice and low. It's nice and low around it as well, so it's easy to climb into. You've got storage on both sides, good bedside tables, repeaters for lighting, sockets, air conditioning control over there. This also has AV, bigger TV in this cabin, and the soundbar. Storage is really good. There's a hang locker over there, a double hanging locker over here. Look at that. Auto illuminates and everything. Yeah, very nice cabin. Right, let's continue amidships. We'll find the other two sleeping spaces. It really is quite rare to have such a wide, spacious passageway on a boat like this. And then here on the port side is where we find that bunk cabin I mentioned. Really is best suited to kids. I mean, the berths are an okay size, but yeah, there's not much clearance between bottom and top, and it's a bit of a clamber in and out. So certainly a place for younger people to sleep. However, they have got really good storage. Again, big double wardrobe. Now, even if you use this as overspill from the owner's cabin, that's really useful because it is nice and close to the owner's cabin. Before we get there, I'll just point out you also have your washer dryer here, and they're independent. It's not a combo. You've got a washer and a dryer, which is quite nice. And obviously they're located between all the cabins, so guests can do their laundry really easily. And then we come to the main event down here, which is of course the full beam owner's cabin. Again, it's a really nicely executed space. If you have the 3 cabin option, the bathroom is a bit bigger and actually runs forward into where that bunk cabin is. The bathroom, as you can see in a moment, is over there on that side, sort of alongside the cabin, but it's still a really good space with things like lovely big bureau. Look at the size of that. Big light up mirror. That's lovely. Obviously takes in the views from the hull window. But one of the most remarkable features in this cabin is the vast walk-in wardrobe. I mean, it genuinely is walk-in. Hanging rail, drawer storage, little bits for your, I don't know, ties, socks, shoes, cufflinks, whatever you want. It's a really nice, again, homely space to have on a boat sub 80 feet. And over on that side, passing what is certainly a king size bed, if not bigger, we have the bathroom. And it may not be quite as big as the 3 cabin guys, but they've been quite clever because with these sliding doors, it becomes part of the cabin and you get the light coming in as well from the window. And it means you have the split of a shower cubicle and a toilet. So someone can use the loo and someone can shower at the same time. Works really nicely. Right, the final place to look at then on board, I think, is up to the Skylounge. Before we continue, I mentioned the side door on deck, but never actually showed it to you. So here it is. Very convenient. Great to give you another access point into the saloon, but also connects really well to the galleys. If you're ferrying drinks and food forward, you can pop out there and it's nice and easy. Right, let's head to the Skylounge. Internal staircases, I absolutely love them. I've talked about them before. I think more boats should have them. They just work really well. And on this boat, it leads up to the helm. And, well, it is the only helm, but it's a very commanding position. Fully enclosed, up high, looking out over the bow. Lovely, fully adjustable STID helm seats to recline in when you're moving along. Feels very businesslike, and it's all dark as well. It's bright out there, as you can probably see, but in here, there's no glare at all. And you've also got this lovely big suite of screens, triple Garmin MFDs, which are going to have your navigation, engine information, radar, all that stuff is there. You've got their in-house switching system down there as well, so all the boat's functionality is controlled through what is quite a nice big screen. And please, a moment of praise for this steering wheel. It is absolutely lovely. Feels amazing, hefty, chunky. I love the sort of spokeless design. That is a real work of art. Next to your throttles here, which are linked to a pair of 1,150 horsepower Caterpillars. It is a planing hull, as I said. Top speed is 25 knots. It's designed to cruise at around 20 knots for a range of about 300 nautical miles. Drop it down to 10, you're going to get double that. So it's not about going slowly a long way. It is about travelling at speed and getting there quickly and comfortably. And, it's got a good offshore hull. That is what it's designed for. Of course, you've also got your thrusters, bow and stern, which you can use independently of the joystick. There's a repeater for the joystick up here. We saw it down in the cockpit. With cameras on board, you could do the berthing from up here. But as I said, I think you're probably going to want to do it from down there most of the time. But this is also a living space. So after this, it's not really a galley, but it's a decent servery with a fridge and built-in ice maker. There's storage on this side. The TV drops down from here on gas rams. And that is opposite, of course, the dinette. So you can sit up here of an evening if you want to. It's a bit more intimate. Obviously, it's elevated. And it's also somewhere where people are going to be sitting probably when the boat's on the move, so they're part of the action. Yes, you're travelling sideways, but you've got a great all-round view. You're in touch with the people at the helm. You can see the screens. You can see what's going on. You can even do a bit of work up here while you're moving along. And this is quite a cool feature. Check out this ratchet system. That is a bit of effective, simple engineering, isn't it? No push-button pedestals. You just wind that handle like you're starting a classic car, and the table goes up and down to whatever position you want to have it in. I like that. I also like the fact you've got a day head, and a good day head on this deck, which you're a long way from the lower deck up here. So the fact you can pop in there on passage is really, really nice. And it also connects to this upper aft deck. This is an area that is crying out for a bit of decking. It's very cool under the feet, but it is very, very bright out here. Everything is white. But in terms of facilities, you have got another really nice bar area, again with a pair of bar stools. You've got a really good grill as well, and of course you've got cooling space out here too. So it is a good place to serve people. It's just ever so bright out here. Worth considering as well, this is where the tender lives on this version. You see the crane behind me? So that will hoist your tender onto chocks that are here. So most of this area is actually going to be covered by tender. So not so much of a living area. Of course, you can drop the tender in and then put some sunbathing cushions out here. But yeah, add some decking, I think, Horizon. Okay, let's head downstairs and take a look at the engine room and the crew space. Another huge benefit of this design is access to the crew space and the engine room. You can see you've got this big central door, opens at the push of a button, and it's really easy to get down there below deck. Now this for me is another real standout feature on board this boat. Look at this for crew accommodation. Bear in mind the size of the boat throughout all of this, and it's flexible as well. It feels like a space you could use as an ad hoc guest cabin if you want to. Headroom is perfectly good in here. It's finished in a similar sort of finish to the main cabins. You've got a microwave down here, a fridge, storage down there, and big storage up here as well. Independent air conditioning, an AV too, and you've got a bathroom. Obviously functions well for this cabin, but it also means you have a toilet and a shower really close to that aft deck for guests to use during the day. And check out this space, the tech room. How neat and tidy is that? All the cabling, the wiring, all of your switchboard as well, plus you've got the auto reel for the shore power in there. And I've no doubt if you wanted to use this for serious fishing, because this does feel to me like a space where you might have a skipper and say a guide if you want to go a proper fishing excursion, I've no doubt that they could turn that into a bit of rod storage too if you do want to really boost up its fishing capabilities. It's a great space, and the final key thing, it connects directly through a watertight door to the engine room. Now come and look at this. The look and feel and engineering of this space feels almost super yacht quality to me. I mean, Horizon does build super yacht sized yachts, so maybe that's no surprise, but this is really, really impressive. I love the black flooring. Maybe not so good for spotting leaks, but it's really comfortable under your feet. If you're crawling around inspecting things in the bilge, it feels comfortable. It all lifts up as well, so you can inspect the bottom of the engine room if you need to. Really good amount of space around both sides of the engine, despite the fact it's got twin generators. They are outboard of the engines, but you can still get between them really easily. You've got your fuel filters mounted up here forward, easy to see by eye. Clear bowls as well, so you can check the quality of the fuel. You can switch between them as well if one gets blocked. And you've also got your hydraulic pack down here as well. This boat's got a water maker, obviously got air conditioning. It's absolutely packed with kit. Humphrey electric stabilizers as well. But despite having all that machinery space, this feels like a really easy, comfortable space to work in. I think Horizon has created something quite unique in this sector. This boat covers a lot of bases. It's got that American homeliness on board, the creature comforts that you'd expect for that market. It's also got offshore planing performance, and if you like your fishing, well, it's very well equipped for that as well. I think it's doing things really quite differently. Let me know how you think it compares to its European rivals in this market, and remember, if you want to compare them side by side, you can do that on yachtbuyer.com. Read the reviews, look at the rivals head to head, and you can make your decision over there. Thank you very much for watching that tour of the Horizon V77S. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like if you did. If you'd like to watch our video of one of its rivals, the Princess X80, I'll put that up here. And up here, you can click to subscribe. We'd love it if you did that as well. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haynes. This is YachtBuyer.